Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you something really important to me, something I've definitely never been bullied for, something really cool. You've probably always wanted to do. I'm going to be teaching you how to conduct. So I'm going to be teaching you 3 things about how to conduct. First of all, how to do a basic 4/4 pattern, how to do cues, and then finally how to cut off the song. Pretty cool. I have been conducting for 3 years now. I was first appointed drum major my sophomore year, and I was assistant drum major, then I was head drum major, and then head drum major again senior year, because it'd be really embarrassing if I was demoted. So yeah. Honestly, it is probably my favorite thing ever, all jokes aside. I love to do it. That's why I'm doing it for the rest of my life. I'm going into music education, which is terrifying to say the least. You guys could obviously follow along, and it's not going to be as nerve-wracking as if you're in front of 140 kids who are staring at you like this the entire time and don't laugh at any of your jokes. It is something cool to learn, and I feel like everybody listens to music, so if you ever wanted to conduct along with your music, which is kind of annoying, you can definitely do that after watching this video. It's definitely really important to watch your drum major, as I'm sure all of the kids in the band do, and any of them could tell you. Anthony, do you watch your drum major?
No.
Watch your drum major. Okay, great.
No.
No, we do not watch the drum major.
Why would we do that?
He's always wrong. There's,
Garbage.
yeah.
So yeah, obviously they all love to watch their drum major. Yeah, I know I'm sitting in this class right now, literally cringing at myself so hard. I'm probably watching myself like covering my ears or something. But listen, you chose to do this. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's actually get into it. So first off, I'm going to teach you how to do a basic 4/4 pattern. Now 4/4 is the most commonly used time signature in most songs. Most songs on the radio you're going to hear are in 4/4, which means that there are 4 beats in every measure, and every quarter note gets the beat, and it looks like this. So that is what is used in the song that we're going to be learning today, which is Land of a Thousand Dances. We're only going to be learning the first couple of measures. I feel like it's a really accurate representation of all of the things that we're doing, from cues, cutoffs, everything. 4/4, basic as heck. One of my least favorite stand tunes because we've played it so much, but I feel like it is definitely the best example of conducting to people who've never conducted before. It's actually what I auditioned for drum major on. So when learning how to do a 4/4 pattern, or any conducting pattern for that matter, you want to make sure that you're in a good stance. So you want to make sure that your feet are level with your shoulders, and your knees should be slightly bent, because if you stand with your knees locked the whole time, it may feel fine, but if you're on a podium or on a stage, or even honestly standing up for long enough, you will literally fall over, and it is going to hurt. It is going to hurt because you're standing like this. You're standing super tensed up. You should be standing more like this. Think about bending your knees, because if you're like, I have to bend my knees, you're gonna bend way too far down. Just where it's comfortable. Don't stiffen up, but don't be too loose either. Just stand like a normal person, basically. Ideally, I would have a music stand to show you the correct level of where your hands should be hitting, which is called the ictus, the point in which your hands hit. It should be about your belly button. So this is what a basic 4/4 pattern looks like to me. Everybody's pattern is different, obviously, because everyone has a different style of music. You know, a lot of people are more robotic than I am. I like to be a little bit more expressive, but not like too expressive, you know, don't do that. You want to keep it simple so that your audience can easily see what you are doing, but don't be too robotic either. I'm gonna actually teach it. You can follow along if you want in class. What we do is we do band horns up. So we give a little band horns up. You don't have to do that. You want to start with your hands near your face before you start conducting. It's going to be kind of hard to do with this. Ideally, this is what you'd want to do, but because you don't really know when the music's going to start with the recording, sometimes it's easier when you have a live band. This is just typically where you'd want your hands to start. So now your hand goes to a different place for every beat in the measure, which sounds a lot more confusing than it actually is. So for the first beat, you're simply just going to go down for 1. So 1. Simple. Also, when you're conducting, you want to make sure, I'm gonna get closer to the camera, you want to make sure that your hands, all of your fingers should be together. Obviously, I kind of have a rare circumstance here. It's different for each person. If you want to try to like hold a pencil in between these fingers, you should be able to. I keep them slightly cupped. You don't want to conduct with your fingers out, and especially without your pinkies up. Very hard to watch that way. It is very distracting. Try to keep all of your fingers together and you'll be golden. Back to what we were doing. You want to go down for 1. Then 2 is down, in for 2. So in for 2. You don't want to cross your hands, and you want to try to have your hands not like this, rather facing outward like this. So 1, 2, 3 is out this way. So far we have 1, 2, and 3, which is 1, 2, 3. And then for 4, you're literally just gonna come back up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 1. You wanna practice that typically with a metronome. Echo, play a metronome at 90 beats per measure.
Playing specific songs is only available with Amazon Music Unlimited.
That's really cool.
Here's a station based on 4 beats per measure for accompaniment at medium speed by William Loughborough.
That literally worked like 20 seconds ago. Okay, so now that I've actually figured out how to get my metronome on there, we're gonna be conducting at 100 BPM, which is definitely slower than what we're going to be conducting, but just to get the pattern in the first place, we're gonna be doing this. So you start up here, and when I get 1, 2, ready, go, you're going to start conducting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, in, out, up, down, in, out, up, and 1. Okay, echo, stop. I hope you did okay with that. That is honestly the easiest part, so I hope that you followed along with that okay. And we're gonna be moving on to the next little segment now. We're gonna be adding on. Next thing I'm gonna be teaching you is how to do 2 different cues. Cues are used to emphasize big parts of passages in music. So for example, the 2 that we're gonna be learning is a hit, when a lot of the instruments have the same note, and a crescendo. First of all, we're gonna start with the crescendo. So in Land of a Thousand Dances, there is every other measure, something like that, you'll see later on. You have to crescendo, and you crescendo for a whole measure. So you wanna isolate your right hand. You cue always with your left hand, always cue with your left hand. I take, for now, put your hand on your stomach and conduct what we just learned with your right hand. Down, in, out, up, down, in, out, up. So with your left hand, for those 4 beats, you're going to want to, for crescendo, raise your hand up gradually throughout those 4 beats. You're going to want to do that at the same time that you are conducting with your right hand, which takes a lot of coordination and getting used to, but eventually it's like second nature. So you're going to start and add it in, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Gradually bringing your hand up throughout every beat, and usually there's gonna be a measure of rest in between, but not necessarily rest, but no crescendo in between. So you won't have to immediately come back down. So a lot of the time, it is going to be something like this. It's going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I have to do a super awkward voiceover right now because I realized that I forgot to say that the next part is hits. Okay, thanks.
Conduct a 4/4 pattern, and at the time of the horn pop, you're just going to take your left hand and raise it up like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Most of the time, it will be on 1. Again, isolate your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so you're still going to want to use both hands, but at the time of the pop, take your left hand and hit. take your left hand and hit. So if you're looking at it from the side, don't look at my side profile, please. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit with your left hand. And when you're done with the hit, you're gonna bring your hand back down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, hit, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So the final thing I'm gonna be teaching you is how to cut off in a song. This is different for every band, every person, every song, everything. But for this particular song, we're gonna do kind of what I wanna call a wraparound cut off. At the time that you're cutting off the last measure of the song, well, the second to last into the last measure, that's really hard to explain. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, hit, 4, hit again, wrap around and cut off. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, hit and cut off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut off. So instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 and going back up, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, hit 3 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit the same thing as 3 again, but start wrapping your hands going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're gonna wanna scoop your hands around up here and circle around your head and cut off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap around, bang. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut off. Now I'm gonna be teaching you how to conduct the song that we are learning. The segment of Land of a Thousand Dances that we're gonna be learning is the intro, which I'm gonna write out, and it looks something like this. The segment that you're going to be learning is 8 measures long, and it is the intro to the song. The crescendo measures are going to be highlighted, and the horn pop, the one note that you pop on, is beat 1 of a measure, and that is going to be highlighted as well in a different color. So for the first measure, it's going to go immediately start like this. When the song starts, you're going to start with a measure of crescendo. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, the second measure is a measure of normal conducting. So it goes from that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, normal, conducting. And then you're gonna repeat that again for the second and third measures. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third measure, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's going to repeat again the crescendo in the fifth measure. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Third measure, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Fifth measure, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7. So for the first 6 measures, it is exactly the same thing repeating. A measure of crescendo, a measure of normal conducting. Every other one for the first 6 measures, as you can see wherever I put it on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. Here's where it switches up. At this point, this is the 7th measure. You're going to do a horn pop with your left hand and bring this hand downward. So 7, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. So up until that point, obviously, is this measure, 3, 4. And the last measure is the measure in which you cut off. So that's going to be somewhere as well. So it's going to go 7, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That is the last measure. The first 6 measures of the same things repeating: crescendo, no crescendo, crescendo, no crescendo, crescendo, no crescendo. The 7th measure is the measure where you do the horn pop on 1, 2, 3, 4 like normal, and then the last measure is the measure where you cut off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Cut off and down. So we're gonna be trying that with the actual song. So it's gonna be hard to get the downbeat of this song, but you kind of get the point. Since it's a recording and not a live band, we have our struggles, of course. So Echo, play the song.
Sure, here's a custom mix just for
That's
you.
I'm using a picture of Little Kanye really quick just to say that the next clip is actually just me conducting. You can follow along if you want, but there is another clip for that. I just forgot to introduce it, so sorry, yep.
Obviously the downbeat is hard to get, as I said before, but here's going to be your first try, and I'll be kind of yelling out what you're supposed to do and you could also follow along with the screen if that's easier for you.
Okay, so you're gonna conduct now, and it's gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
4, 2, 2, 3, 4, crescendo, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, crescendo, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and horn part, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and cut off 1. I get that that's a little fast, but you could do it, and that's really cool.
So I'm not gonna be yelling at you guys this time, but this is the final time conducting, so it's gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So if you couldn't get up to the final tempo, and I know that it was a little bit difficult this way, that is okay. And you just have to work at it. But now you know the fundamentals of conducting. So you could literally conduct any song once you find out what time signature it's in. And especially if it's 4/4, now you know how to do that. This is a short, very short example of kind of how to do that. And I obviously had to cut to the chase pretty quickly. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years. So don't get discouraged if it's something that you can't do in like 5 to 10 minutes.
Shut up, I'm so annoying. What the heck?
But yeah, I hope that you learned something and that this is something that you can maybe utilize in the future, or even not, you just had fun waving your arms around regardless. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys, and I hope that I'm not cringing at myself too bad.
I'm literally cringing editing this, so I can't imagine what me in class is thinking right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you guys.